Welcome back. LT Volk here with episode 70 of the Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode playthrough. In this episode, we're gonna try and finish up Will's companion quest to find the guardian dragon Ansur. And in order to do that, we gotta pass some trials.
Almost like an art gallery.
Yep, so let's talk to this statue who's gonna give us a hint about this puzzle.
A true champion knows justice and eliminates those who stand in its way. Restore the balance of justice.
Justice. No pardon without repentance, and no penalty without mercy. The right path often lies between the extremes.
Thank you for the wise words, Will. I'll keep them in mind.
Wise indeed, though I can't take credit. It was my father who taught me the ways of the just.
And up here, there are paintings that tell a story of a thief. So let's interact with them and see what the story tells us.
The apple. The painting depicts a red-haired man stealing a shiny apple from a cart in an open-air market. You know this market, the Wide, where Baldur's Gate citizens and visitors gather to conduct trade and wax political.
Okie dokie. Next one is this painting.
The Child. A red-haired man is portrayed with his cloak's hood lowered, giving an apple to a smiling urchin. Several other children are huddled behind the one receiving the apple, hands outstretched.
Sounds good. Next one.
The Induction. A red-haired man is depicted in hushed conversation with a dark-haired woman. She wears a cloak with an unusual symbol on it, tally marks totaling the number 9.
And that references Nine-Finger Keen, the leader of the Thieves Guild of Baldur's Gate.
The Theft. A red-haired man is depicted in the Hall of Wonders, thieving what looks to be a priceless artifact. It's an astrolabe of entrapment. It could hold a dozen djinn within it, perhaps even more.
Very good. Our Arcana check gave us a little more lore there.
The Chase. A red-haired man is depicted running through the city streets, a flaming fist officer chasing just behind. A cloaked woman, hair dark as a raven, looks on from a safe distance.
And we got the final painting right here on the wall called The Judgment.
The Judgment. A stern judge, his pockets full of coin, orders a red-haired man to the gallows. A shiny apple rests on the ground nearby.
Very good. And here is, looks like the specter of the judge.
Away! Behold, the paintings tell the tale. My judgment is rendered. The thief earns his due.
Alrighty, and the judge got the shrouded sentence curse. It's obscuring the paintings, preventing judgment being passed on the accused soul. Shadowheart's gonna prepare a remove curse spell and then cast it on the judge. Alright, Shadowheart, do your thing.
Soothing's in order.
And this gets rid of the corrupt judge. Not the corrupt, but overly strict. Alright, let's check the paintings.
The Hanging. A red-haired man is depicted hanging from a gallows as a crowd looks on. You notice a child in the crowd, a falling tear leaving a trail on his cheek.
And these are different outcomes for the thief.
Freedom. A red-haired man walks the streets of Baldur's Gate, clad in a billowing cloak. You catch a glimpse of a sly smile beneath his hood and a golden coin in his hand.
A thief walks free. Is this truly justice?
Not really. And the final painting is the cell.
The cell. A stern prison guard slides a warm meal into the thief's cell. The red-haired man has a 10-day left to serve, judging by the scratchings on the wall behind him.
And obviously this is the correct punishment for the thief. So let's place the painting on this pedestal, and that should complete the trial.
Dishonorable judge and applied lex talionis. The principle of the sentence being proportional to the crime.
Your paragon of justice, proceed. Thank you, statue. You all heart. This area kind of reminds me of
Everything.
Dark Souls, Crystal Caves with the invisible bridges. Okie dokie. Let's talk to this statue and find out what we need to do here.
A good leader has the insight to find good counsel. As a war reaches its end, there is one who doesn't advise for the city's prosperity. Find him and strike him down.
Sounds good. Up here there are some flying books that we can grab and then read. And the first book is called Stad's Virtues of Unions, and it reads as follows. It's quite obvious that larger kingdoms offer benefits to all people within. As a kingdom grows, so does its fields, its populace, and its economy. A few charred corpses is a worthy sacrifice if a dragon offers to share its hoard after all. So too, should you seek union, however imperfect, should a powerful kingdom march its army on your borders. Some friction is inevitable, of course. Citizens' rights might erode, for instance. But such lesser issues will be sanded down by the march of time. Such is the price of peace. Very good. Let's try and catch that second book. And I believe each character only has one opportunity to use its sleight of hand to pick up a book. Alright, Shadowheart, give it back to my character so we can read this particular
All's
book.
well that ends. Yeah, not as bad as it could have.
That's one, Suelto's Ethics of War, or Ethic of War. My colleague Amaps proposes fair rules of engagement in times of war and forgiveness upon victory. Are we to spare our enemies then, once they have fallen to our might? Are we to put all hatred behind us when the surrender is offered? Indeed not. But what shall we do once our opponent gathers new armies and masses them once again along our borders? We shall wage another war and count the lives snuffed out by our own magnanimity. Once an enemy kingdom is conquered, it must be razed to the ground. Only then can we be free of its specter. And that kind of references Niccolo Machiavelli, a political philosopher who was had very non-ethical advice to the rulers in the book The Prince, although some consider it satire. Alright, and now we got the final book. And
All right.
let's read it.
What now?
And the book reads as follows. My life has been a long succession of pleasures. To see my town take to my ideas and seize legal discrimination of local orcs. To see my fights against horrid living conditions in city factories take off. To have the chance to see a new generation take to these ideas of a better, kinder, fairer, intelligent world and run with it to new reaches of the continent. It It was not a life without struggle, however, and I shall regret its failures. My old friend Suelto comes to mind, who adopted such cruel ideologies later in life. I will forever console myself in the idea that such a brilliant mind would only conceive such theories under the strain of his exile and the promise of reinstatement as she ultimately was. Okie dokie. And once again, that references Machiavelli, who was exiled from Florence by the Medicis, I think. I think that's right. Got some knowledge of history. Not a lot, but some. And obviously, we're gonna target Suelto, who's the Machiavelli stand-in. Kinda missed that shot, and we'll try again. An insightful decision. The Tree of Peace bore lasting fruit. Proceed. Yeah, there we go. That's 2 trials down, and I believe we've got a combat trial and a chess trial here as well. Alright, let's go through these set of doors and see what we find on the other side of them, which is that chess trial. Alright, Karlach, get closer and destroy some of these crystals for me. There's one throw and a second throw.
Never a dull moment.
Alright,
With haste.
Let's head over here and interact with the third statue.
Prove your strategic wits. There is but one rule. The Dark King must fall in 2 moves. Are you a commander of armies? Or a shivering pawn? Fodder for cleverer minds.
I'm afraid I have little experience with lance sport, let alone the command of soldiers.
It's alright, Will. I've got enough experience for the both of us. Let's see. We got a queen here, and the rook here. Alright, yeah, I see it. So we're gonna move the queen diagonally over here to check the king. The king will have only one move where it can go, which is gonna be this square right here. And then we'll move our queen over here where it's protected by the rook, and that's gonna be a checkmate.
What to do?
Yeah, let's do it. Check. King is forced to move to only available point, and here we go, checkmate.
That king has fallen. May you always crush the wicked, be they pawn, knight, or monarch. Proceed.
That's 3 down, and I think we've got that combat fight left, though I don't really recall what we're gonna face there. It's not gonna be too difficult, I think. Alright, Chamber of Courage. Let's talk to the statue.
A champion burns bright, even when rushing waters and moaning winds threaten to extinguish the flames. Take the torch. Withstand the elements. Prove your courage.
Very well, let's take the torch. And it looks like we got a pair of air elementals and some water elementals. And I think up here, I'm gonna have Will move this way and then use his quick spell flinger ability from the gloves to target some of these water elementals to try and knock them off one by one, like that. Yeah, sounds good. Let's try it. Kills them off. And now, Will, why don't you readjust a little bit? And then fire off one of your Eldritch Blasts, actually two of them into this air elemental to make sure that it goes over the edge, and one into this one. And end your turn.
I smell blood.
Then Karlak can throw her returning
Easy.
pike. Although we're not going to be using the Lock of the Far Realms here. She's going to frenzy. And then continue throwing. Actually, Narilna probably to do a little extra damage to this water elemental. There we go. And an enraged throw as well. And end turn. Cambion's gonna get a little bit closer and fire off his rays of fire into this water elemental. Kills it. And end turn.
Let's finish this.
And it looks like there are two more enemies summoned. This time it's an air myrmidon and a water myrmidon.
This is my time.
So Will, once again,
steps at a
is
time.
gonna move over here and try to target one of the enemies. Actually, Shadowheart cast Mass Healing Word on everybody to give them Bless. Then Will can fire his Eldritch Blast at this Water Myrmidon. Alright, did really good damage. And end your turn, Will. The Diva is gonna use its Smite on the Air Myrmidon, which frightens it, and end its turn.
Watch this.
Karlak's gonna start throwing her returning pike at this Water Myrmidon and hopefully kill it off. There's one throw, the second one, and then enraged throw, and another enraged throw. Very good.
Knees high.
Now reposition, action surge to recover your actions, Karlak, and continue throwing at the Air Myrmidon. First throw connects, doing really good damage. And the second one also connects. And then turn.
Come on, can't stay idle.
My character is gonna fire off. Yeah, here we go. Arrow of Elemental Slaying at the Air Myrmidon. Once again, I'm gonna save up my reactions for later. But here we'll use Dissonant Whispers, which does pretty decent damage and re-frightens the Air Myrmidon.
Fast.
My own Water Myrmidon's gonna warp in closer to the enemy and then try to use the Hymal Strike. Hits, and then turn. Cambion's gonna reposition as well and fire its rays of fire into the Air Myrmidon. Only one of the rays hits, but now Air Myrmidon's only got 1 health remaining.
End this.
Us do a Synaptic Discharge, which kills off the enemy. Very good. And turn.
Focus.
And we've got 2 more enemies that spawned up. It's an Air Myrmidon and a Water Myrmidon.
On the victor's path.
Well, once again, it's gonna get a little better vantage point here, and then fire off his Eldritch Blast. 1 going into the Water Myrmidon, which hopefully kills it, and then 2 will go into this Air Myrmidon. All 3 rays hit, and one of the enemies got pushed over the edge and killed. Very good.
I got this. Close ranks.
Now Karlak should be able to finish off this remaining Air Myrmidon with her throws. There's the first one. Come on, returning pike. Return! Here's the second attack. Any day now. An enraged throw, which was a critical hit and kills off that Myrmidon. Well, we all can end our turns.
What should I do?
Still on my feet.
Put 'em up.
Your courage is a beacon to meek and mighty alike. May you ever withstand the raging elements. Proceed.
Blood? No, never mind.
Well,
Should light my stab.
thank you for the pep talk, statue. Really appreciate it. And up here, let's re-equip our Valar Aluve. And what else do we need to do? I think that's it for now. And yep, the double iron doors are now open. We're gonna descend to the passage below. And yet another statue of Balduran that we're gonna interact with.
With courage does the hero march, fettered by the taxing chains of fear. A stalwart soul must ever persevere. With insight does the hero choose, guidance born of ancient wisdom proven. Peace, not strife, the undenied conclusion. With justice does the hero rule. Lead not the guiltless lamb to bloody slaughter, nor cleanse the lion's sins in sacred water. With strategy does the hero scheme, a cunning mind, 100 steps ahead, your allies close, your rivals stunned in dread. Worthy you are found. Go forth, hero, seize your fate, and rise, great worm, heart of the gate.
Sounds good. I'm gonna proceed into this cavern. And it looks like Ansur is dead.
Great worm is nothing but bone and memories.
And up here, we're gonna prepare for the upcoming fight. So my character is gonna drink an elixir of lightning resistance and give it to Shadowheart, who's gonna do the same. Will is gonna cast his fiendish resilience, lightning as well. And that's because the next boss is lightning based. Let's see, Karlak is gonna consume a soul coin. And will give you elixir of battle mage power right there. So that your Eldritch Blast have a higher chance of hitting. So drink that. Will's gonna split the Sunbeam Scroll in two. Have it ready. And then give the remainder to Shadowheart, who will also have them ready in her quick access bars.
Can't give up now.
Let's see, we'll also give a Noble Stock to Will, in case he needs to heal himself.
Where am I needed?
And he needs a potion of speed as well. So here you go, Will, take that. And what else do we need to do to prepare? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to everybody. Then we're gonna take a short rest to recover our Bardic Inspiration charges and go from there. Alright, give one to the Diva. One to the Cambion. Then let's take a short rest. Give a Bardic Inspiration to the Myrmidon and the little creature, us. I think that's about all of them, right? Yeah, bardic inspiration. Oh, of course, the water elemental. Take that. Now we'll take another short rest.
That'll take the edge off. If not
Actually
over,
gonna back up a
then
little
through.
bit. And toggle off the group mode. And up here as well. And the reason for that, if you get really close to Ansur, his attack of opportunity can prone large groups around him. So we just want to have only my character close to him. And I think that's about that. Alright, let's go and interact with the bones.
Dragon's spirit floods your mind and memory in a great torrent of power. He is with you. He is within you. He is you. The next words that spill from your mouth are not yours, but the worms.
I am Ansur, heart of the gate, butchered in flesh, risen in spirit.
Let's search our mind for what possesses it.
Ansur wends his way through your mind like an unstoppable river. Your body is unmoving, yet thought flows effortlessly between you. The spirit pauses, and you feel the astral prism stir. Ansur senses the Emperor's presence within it.
Answer me, Facey. Why have you come?
I mean you no harm. Just let me go.
A deep sigh resonates within you. The torrent stills, only disturbed by the dragon's next words.
Brack, my words aren't meant for you. They're meant for him.
The Emperor stirs in the astral prism, then in you. Calm, curious, and detached.
Balduran, your presence has stirred me, as it ever did. I am awakened.
Ansur, it's been too long.
He called you Balduran.
A name I once answered to. A name I did not expect to hear again. Least of all from the mouth of an old friend.
Friend. Yes. And more. Until you killed me. Have you come to dance on my bones, Balduran? Was slaying me not satisfaction enough?
Satisfaction? No. You left me no choice.
You had every choice. You were becoming illithid. I offered you merciful death. You chose to fight. And now you bring your thrall before me. How far has the great Balduran fallen?
A touching reunion. Now, how about letting me go?
Stillness. Ansur's consciousness hovers just above yours, searching, seeing.
Dear Ansur.
Enough! I gave you everything, Balduran. And you repaid me in slaughter. It is time I return the favor. I am the heart of the gate. I am the one who roars. Let my bones rise and the storms gather. Witness Balduran. The final tempest has come. This time, you will not escape it.
And the battle begins. And let's see what Ansur got. He's got legendary resistances like most bosses. He's got this unrelenting storm. So the next time this creature would be reduced to 0 hit points, it will instead remain conscious with 1 hit point left. In addition, it will begin hoarding energy, gain 100 temporary hit points for 1 round, and lose any incapacitating conditions. Alright? And it's also got a legendary action, Draconic Wrath, which is Lightning Breath. On the next creature that attacks it, doing 12d6 damage and giving possibly 2 turns of shocked. That's great.
Keep going.
My character is gonna use Misty Step to warp away from the dragon.
Talk to me.
Shadowheart is gonna use Mass Healing Word to give everybody bless. And then this Diva is gonna fly in closer to Ansur and try to attack it with a Wrathful Smite. But doesn't have enough movement points, looks like. Alright, how about now? Still not enough? That's unfortunate. Us! Little creature. Run over yonder and try to use a Synaptic Discharge on Ansur. Hits! And gets smacked with that legendary action. Alright. Now, got a water myrmidon over here, and another one over there. Alright, yeah. And I think what we'll do here is my character going to use a scroll of Globe of Invulnerability to create an area where my party members can kind of hang out safely. Alright, and my character's gonna end his turn. My Water Myrmidon's gonna warp in closer and try to use the Hymal Strike on Ansur. And then end turn.
Victor's path.
Will is gonna get a little bit closer as well. And then use his quick spell fingers to fire off an Eldritch Blast into Ansur. Alright, 2 rays hit, 1 missed. And now we'll fire another Eldritch Blast at it. And then run back inside the safety of Globe of Invulnerability. And Diva, why don't you can you fly? No. Just end your turn.
My faith will protect me.
Shadowheart. Is gonna move over here
Keep going.
and then use a Flame Strike on Ansur to do a roll damage. Actually did quite a bit of damage and stacked some Radiant Orbs on him as well. And now go inside the Globe of Invulnerability. And us can end its turn as well. The enemy Myrmidon is flying in and using Explosive Icicle on my character. And we'll activate our shield reaction spell. And we'll do the same. And it looks like Will get hit by some AoE. And the other Myrmidon missed its attacks, which is great news for us. Alright, the Cambian's gonna fire off the Rays of Fire on the Water Elemental. Only one of the rays hit, unfortunately.
Moving up.
Karlak's gonna get closer. Then she's gonna frenzy. And we'll start throwing her Norilna into this Myrmidon. Death. Path is interrupted. Alright, what's going on here, Karlak? Come on, take it out. Oh, that's the death from the Norilna. Well, never mind then. Just throw your returning pike at
My
Ansur.
little trick.
And yeah, go ahead and activate your Lock of the Far Realms here. And continue throwing at Ansur. Action surge to recover your actions. And continue throwing. And I think we've got 2 more attacks. There's one. And an enraged throat as well. And then try and run back inside this globe of invulnerability. And hopefully you're not gonna slip on the ice. She did, but she is invulnerable now. Works for me. The elemental is gonna warp in closer to Ansur as well. Then we'll use its multi-attack on it. Only one of the attacks hit, but works for me. End turn. Now Ansur is gathering power.
Quick, get behind cover before it can blast us.
And pretty much on the next attack, it's gonna do a really nasty electrical spell. So before that happens, my character is gonna cancel out this globe of invulnerability so we can take care of this water Myrmidon.
Battle favors the fearless.
Will's gonna tank an attack of opportunity. He's gonna drink a potion of speed. And position himself so he can hit both the Myrmidon and Ansur with Sunbeam. So, the Diva is gonna try and use Wrathful Smite on the Ansur. And it looks like when he's charging, he doesn't do that legendary action, which is good to know. And now the Diva is gonna fly behind one of these crystal formations here, which should protect it from the AoE. The Water Myrmidon is gonna warp in on this side of the enemy and try to use its Hymal Strike on him. And then hide behind another crystal formation. And then turn. This water elemental cannot act. Oh no. Well, hopefully Karlak can get up, because otherwise it's gonna be bad news for us. Who's next? Well, I wanted you to cast the Sunbeam, didn't I? So let's actually get a little bit closer. Fire it off. Yeah, I mean, might destroy this crystal, but it's alright. Alright, did some damage to the Myrmidon. And now use your Eldritch Blast on it. Did some more damage, and now hide behind the formation. Sounds good. And turn.
Stay focused.
Let me see something real quick. I think here I'll have Shadowheart jump out of the ice just so she doesn't slip. Then she's gonna fire another sunbeam into Ansur and this water Myrmidon. And the Ansur is still gathering power. Alright, and now Shadowheart, hide behind this crystal formation. And then turn.
I can't even catch my breath.
My character is gonna Misty Step next to Shadowheart. And then yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Alright. We're gonna fire off a level 6 old monster to try to paralyze that water Myrmidon and this one. And then end turn. Us is gonna run in and use its claws on this particular water Myrmidon, which is gonna be a critical. The Cambion is gonna fire off his Rays of Fire on the most damaged enemy Myrmidon. And then gonna fly behind one of these crystal formations. And then turn.
Gods, it's hot in here.
Karlak, why don't you... Man, this is a tough one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have her just jump out of the ice so she doesn't slip again. Then throw her returning pike at this water Myrmidon. And why can't you move? Alright, I guess do a cunning action dash. Hide behind this crystal formation. And try throwing your returning pike at... that Myrmidon. Nope. Alright, at Ansur. Yeah, that's fine. Doing a little bit of damage. And now just hide here. And then turn. The water elemental is gonna warp in closer to the paralyzed Myrmidon here and use its multi-attack on it, which should be a critical hit. And then hide behind another crystal formation. And then turn. Sounds good, and looks like us got killed off by that attack, and our water elemental got damaged by it. And now there are lightning strike AoEs here that gonna hit our party at the end of the round. If we're in there. Now, The water elemental is gonna warp back in closer to Ansur. And we'll try to use the multi-attack on it. And it looks like Ansur decided not to do a legendary action. Alright, that works. And tank an attack of opportunity for me, elemental. And end turn. The other water myrmidon's gonna warp in and try to use its Hymal Strike. But first, Shadowheart cast Mass Healing Word on everybody again. Just to give everybody bless. The water myrmidon's gonna warp in closer. And then use its Hymal Strike on Ansur. Oh, and now you decide to use your reaction there. End turn.
Victor's path.
My character's gonna summon another globe of invulnerability over yonder. And now, Karlach, go ahead, run in a little bit closer. And start throwing your returning pike at Ansur. There's one attack. Second one. Let's go. And 2 enraged throws to boot. Now slowly chipping away at its health. And here is the 4th attack. And then go ahead and hide out here again. And end your turn.
Favors the fearless.
Well, it's gonna run out of this lightning area. Gonna continue firing off his sunbeam into Ansur. And again. And up here we'll use cutting words to make sure that the blindness is applied.
There's a hag pit stench about you.
Hag pit stench. And Will's gonna run to the safety of Globe of Invulnerability. The Diva is gonna fly in behind Ansur and try to smack it with a Wrathful Smite. Alright, hits, and end turn.
Can't afford to let up.
Shadowheart's gonna fire off her own Sunbeam, which should stack some more Radiant Orbs on it as well. And now, why don't you drink a potion of speed? Oh, you can't, because you cast Mass Healing Word, of course. Alright, just run to the safety for now, and end your turn. My character is gonna fire off an offhand crossbow at Ansur. Not gonna proc our executioner here. And then run back inside. The Cambion's gonna fly in a little bit closer to the Globe of Invulnerability as well. And then fire Rays of Fire into Ansur. And then hide as well. Ansur tried to attack the Diva and missed. And then dropped down right in front of us here. Pushing a whole bunch of our characters from the Globe of Invulnerability. Alrighty. Who's next?
No holding back.
Well... Oh yeah, we actually need to take care of that reaction. Legendary action reaction. The Elemental is gonna use its multi-attack. And gets killed off by the reaction, but it's quite alright. That's what they're there for. Karlak is gonna move away a little bit and throw her returning pike at Ansur. There's one attack. Here's the second one. Come on, return. And an enraged throw. Once again. Ansur now is gathering that power for the Electric Nova attack. So Karlak's gonna throw another returning pike at it, trying to chip away at the temporary hit points, but she missed. Alright, run back inside the global invulnerability and end your turn. Well, he's gonna get out of the dome. Actually, this water myrmidon needs to get closer and use Hymal Strike on Ansur, doing only a little bit of damage, and then warp into the safety of the global vulnerability. And then turn. Well, go ahead and fire off your Sunbeam. And no, we're not gonna use cutting words here. Not really doing great damage, but it's alright. And now, hide in the safety. Diva's gonna use its Wrathful Smite. And then fly to the global vulnerability as well.
I'm ready.
Shadowheart's gonna run out and fire off the Sunbeam. Alright, missed. Not missed, hit, but didn't really do much damage either. Because I think when the dragon is charging, yeah, he's invulnerable for most to most damage types. Alright, and your turn, Shadowheart. My character is gonna readjust a little bit. And actually here we'll just cast Sing from Valar Alube, and then hide inside the global invulnerability. Cambient's gonna fire off 3 of its race into Ansur, and then hide in the global invulnerability as well. Very good. Now the lightning strikes hitting the areas where they were supposed to, and we were nice and safe. Now, looks like Will is lethargic because his speed potion ran out. Shadowheart's gonna cast another mass healing word to give everybody bless. The Diva's gonna fly in closer and try to get rid of that reaction spell. Missed.
Let's finish this.
Alright, Water Myrmidon. Warp in and do a Hymal Strike. How about that? Alright, and it actually killed it off.
What have you done?
Still breathing.
Too easy.
Ansur. I never thought I'd see him again.
So it's true. You're Balduran.
I was. Now, I am much, much more. But it seems you are more interested in my past.
You literally founded Baldur's Gate. Of course I'm interested.
Such sentimentality. Very well. It's like I always told you. I was just like you. An adventurer who yearned for greatness. And in mortal terms, I achieved it. As captain of the Wandering Eye, I acquired enough gold to found Baldur's Gate. I stayed for a while to watch my city grow. But it was not enough. I grew restless again. The sea called to me, and I ran to her with open arms. Life at sea was not easy. Our last adventure was ruinous. My ship was destroyed. My crew lost. But my spirit was far from broken. I was determined to return in triumph once again. I heard of treasure in Moonrise. I strove to find it. What I found was an illithid colony, where I acquired a tadpole much like yours, and became a mind flayer, enthralled to the Elder Brain. It was Ansur who found me. Ansur who pulled me from the Brain's domination. Ansur who brought me home. He sought to cure me of my sickness, called on every healer he could find, nearly broke his spirit in the attempt. But he failed to understand. I wanted no healing. I was not sick.
Don't you feel bad about killing the one who saved you?
Of course I do. More so because it was Ansur. Even after he had exhausted all possibility of reversing my condition, he still clung to hope. I tried to convince him of my reality. I was on the cusp of greatness beyond my wildest dreams. But all he could see was a mind flayer. He came to me as I slept, a mercy killing in his mind. I saw the tears. I felt his grief. I had no choice but to kill him first. It was an act of self-preservation.
I admire your commitment to survival, but your methods are questionable.
There were no alternatives. In my place, you would have done the same. Do not think that I am ignorant of what I have lost. I may not regret my actions, but I do regret that they were necessary. While the past is beyond my influence, the present is not. It is time we move on. One Netherstone remains. We must find it before the brain breaks free.
Alrighty, and now let's talk to Will.
I failed. The heart of the gate is dead. We need to see my father. He should know what happened with Ansur.
Sounds good. Let's do that. Alright, everybody, come on over, join up. And let's loot what we can here. So Ansur's got this Balduran's Giant Slayer, which might be pretty good for Lae'zel. And actually, let's read this guy. Dear Ansur. You can kind of read it on your own. It's a letter from Balduran/Emperor. So this gonna go to Lae'zel. And finally, there is also a helm of Balduran over here.
The Helm of Balduran.
The worm's tempest and his roar hurtle through you. Ansur's essence still lives within the helm, instilling you with power for as long as you wear it.
And a passage appears. Let's see. It's a medium armor. Karlak, what do you have? You have this guy, right? Yeah, I don't think this helmet's gonna be useful for any of my characters. Maybe Lae'zel. Alright, here we go. Take that. And I think this is actually a really great point to end the episode. We were able to finish up what we wanted. And I think this passageway leads back to the surface. On the next episode, we're gonna tie up some of the side quests that we need to do, like fighting Dribbles' body parts. And then we'll concentrate on Lae'zel / Orpheus' side quest, which will take us into Hells. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good plan of action there. As always, thank you for watching, and hope to see you again soon.